Hey, good morning. Welcome back to RunningWeatherman.com. Thank you very much for that animation, Chris Bevington. That thing is awesome. Can't wait to be using that every day. I do want to talk to you about this coming weekend, particularly in the Mid-Atlantic. Big storm could be coming up the coast. Looking at one of those coastal lows could bring some potential snowfall. Let's go through some of the models currently. This is what we have our NAM model. It's one of the models that is really a short-term model, and basically it only goes out 84 hours. It has that low developing over parts of Texas through the next day or so, and then moving through the south, through the deep south, and eventually into our area. Now, it does transition that energy eventually to the coast, but before that, it does bring in the chance for some light snow, potentially even heavy snow in some areas for around the D.C. area and points to the west. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at a different model that we look at. This is what we call the ECMWF model, and this does bring in the chance again for some light snow. Here it is moving through the southeast, eventually to our area, and you see that low pressure. That's right over the spine of the Appalachians, and then it transfers the energy closer to the coast. This is often the case with coastal storms, but it gets in a lot of warm air at the surface and aloft into the DC area, and eventually it does change some of that rain over to snow, but that's after a fair amount of rain comes into the region. Could even be a little bit of a period of mix, so it could just be a sloppy situation on Sunday afternoon. One more look. Go ahead and look at, this is our GFS model. It's something that we often use. These are the three main models that a lot of the meteorologists these days watch and take a look at. That low does develop again to the south, continues to the east, and this also brings in a fair amount of warm air. There's a line up there, the 5400 line. That's really the freezing point at 850 millibars above the surface, and that is north of DC. So that means temperatures aloft are warm, and that means that we go fall, and it'll be mainly as rain, but then it does bring in enough cold air that it should change over to a period of some snow. Now, basically, we are kind of looking at these models, but these are also not only just runs that we're looking at for such as the ones that we usually look at, but it's also the intermediate runs, and those we don't trust quite as much. Also, a couple other models are depicting situations where that whole storm just goes straight to the south and out to sea over the Carolinas and misses DC completely, doesn't even bring in precipitation. So this is one of the earlier things what we're looking at, but we're going to continue to keep you posted throughout the next couple of days here, as believe me, we'll be watching this one really closely, already have been all week, so don't worry. If we're going to be predicting snow, we'll let you know about it this weekend.